Thank you for watching me on YouTube. As always, I present myself as an honest, unapologetic voice out there for those who are willing to listen. I usually talk about issues facing my community, the government, and of course the corrupt mainstream media.
And Herman Cain is joining us now from Atlanta. Mr. Cain, thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks, Wolf.
You're doing well in the polls right now, but let me specifically ask you about the African-American community. Why is the Republican Party basically poison for so many African-Americans?
Because many African Americans have been brainwashed into not being open-minded, not even considering a conservative point of view. I have received some of that same vitriol simply because I am running for the Republican nomination as a conservative. So it's just brainwashing and people not being open-minded, pure and simple.
Let me get this straight. Herman Cain is saying that blacks who vote Democrat are brainwashed?
That's a strong word to talk about your fellow African Americans brainwashed.
For 2/3 of them, Wolf, that is the case.
Republicans, we need to talk. Look, I don't want to say this out loud, but the field is weak. The Republicans right now have not one candidate that is appealing. They're practically begging Governor Chris Christie and Congressman Paul Ryan to jump into the fray. I don't know what I can tell you, but Herman Cain, if you're going to appeal to the black community, you need to talk about things that the black community needs to understand. Like JOBS, jobs. Unemployment in the black community is 18%. There are hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of black people frustrated.
More and more black Americans are thinking for themselves, and that's a good thing.
If throwing shit to the wall hoping it will stick appeals to the conservative base, that's fine and dandy. That may be your ticket to the Republican nomination. But once you're lined up against President Barack Obama, who has a record, and you don't have an alternative to match his plan, or you don't have your own set of ideas, and you're trying to reincarnate Ronald Reagan, you're going to lose. A lot of Americans are dissatisfied with President Obama's job performance. But yet, President Obama is still likable. He still has a campaign chest, and he's slated to have $1 billion.
Take Herb Cain. Look at why he's doing so well right now. He's, I guess you could say, with all due respect, the flavor of the week.
I just want you to understand that Herman Cain can't win. He's not going to win. Practically, you just see a perennial candidate like Mitt Romney and Ron Paul. You see a Texan by the name of Rick Perry. You see the Tea Party candidate like Michelle Bachmann, and you have a rest of them who are formers or nobodies. Mitt Romney, Rick Perry, Herman Cain, Michelle Bachmann, Ron Paul, John Huntsman, Newt Gingrich, and Rick Santorum. If throwing shit to the wall hoping it will stick appeals to the conservative base, that's fine and dandy. That may be your ticket to the Republican nomination. But once you're lined up against President Barack Obama, who has a record, and you don't have an alternative to match his plan, or you don't have your own set of ideas, and you're trying to reincarnate Ronald Reagan, you're going to lose. And despite how many times I hear from the Ron Paul supporters, Ron Paul is not a front runner. Understand that?